You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. Miles Brennan is not on Todd McShay's preseason top 50 prospects in this upcoming draft class. There are, however, 6 quarterbacks on the list, and this is terrifying. Someone asked me yesterday, Matt, if you had to pick one quarterback in this draft to be your franchise guy, who would you take? And I don't have a great answer. McShay's number 1 prospect in the draft, he's got a Spencer Rattler, the quarterback from Oklahoma. Number 2, he's got Sam Howell, the quarterback from North Carolina. I can't tell you honestly that I would feel great about either one of those guys being my franchise quarterback. I can't tell you that I would look at those 2 guys and say, yep, that's the one, because, man, Rattler 6'1", 205, Howell 6'1", 220, maybe not huge guys there, and maybe we've seen some smaller guys pop here of late. Kyler Murray comes to mind, although these guys are certainly bigger than he is, but it is unenviable, I think, having to draft a franchise quarterback, knowing so little about these guys now and as football continues to change. But Rattler, number 1, Stingley, the second overall, Howell, the second overall prospect on the big board for McShay. And number 3 is Derek Stingley Jr., the cornerback out of LSU. McShay writes, Stingley has been a standout in college football for 2 seasons, bursting on the scene with 6 interceptions as a freshman. Those numbers weren't as eye-popping last season, but he still played a big role for LSU on defense. He's long, fast, physical, the premier defensive back in this year's class with 20 passes broken up over 2 seasons. Versatility is also a key for Stingley, who can play press man, off coverage, free safety, and overhang position. A bonus, Stingley also has experience returning punts. It's funny he mentioned safety, free safety, because I remember having a conversation with Ryan Clark when Stingley was still in high school, and I didn't see Stingley play at Dunham. I mean, I saw highlights like a lot of you did, but I mean, Derek was maybe a junior at Dunham. And RC told me that he said that kid's going to be the first cornerback off the board when it comes time for his NFL draft. It said, the strange thing is he would be a better safety than he would be a cornerback. I was like, why didn't he play safety? He's like, because everybody wants to play cornerback. And lo and behold, here you are with a guy that's going to be the number 1 corner. With 5 years ago, RC made that prediction. But the other guy on the LSU roster that's on McShay's list is Mike Jones, the linebacker transfer from Clemson. And what's interesting is that McShay's right. He's 45th on the list, by the way, 45 out of 50. What's interesting is that McShay writes that Jones plays the overhang position and brings versatility and range and coverage, and he sees him being a weak side or sub package dime linebacker. That's basically what Isaiah Simmons was at Clemson. So they're basically saying he's playing that sort of hybrid safety linebacker type role, which is great. There's a reason for that, a role for that in the NFL. But Mike Jones met with the media earlier this week and was pretty clear about why he left Clemson for LSU.
I left Clemson to, try to find a new role in a system. I wanted to move more and play more in the box. And, it's been great here in Louisiana. I really enjoy it. I met Coach Baker and Coach Jones, over the phone doing different Zoom meetings and things like that, with everything being shut down. But as you can tell, I ultimately made my decision to come here to LSU, and, I really enjoyed it. One of my big reasons for coming here was to really challenge myself. Being in the SEC West, SEC in general, you can't really take anything for granted. And so, it's been a challenge, and, I'm glad to be here, man. Got great teammates, great coaching, very appreciative of the opportunity.
But you heard him say he wanted to challenge himself to move into the box. That's not where Clemson was going to play him. He wanted to be an inside linebacker, which is where McShay has him listed as an inside linebacker, but it's talking about him being an outside hybrid type guy. And Mike Jones was also asked if the move inside is for draft purposes.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like last year I put plenty of film on tape of me being able to play outside in the box. And, if you watch the game now, it's not as many overhang linebackers. Of course, you had Isaiah Simmons. He's a do-it-all guy. You can play safety you need to, put him in the box if you need to. But, yeah, I just say for myself, man, I was playing like a nickel Sam role at like 225, upwards to almost 230 last year, and I don't see too many 225, 230-pound nickels at the next level. And so I just felt like, it was going to happen eventually, so I might as well just try to put myself in a position where I can grow and really challenge myself as soon as possible, so whenever it is that time, I'll be ready.
Do you know what he wants to be? Who's the best inside linebacker in the NFL today who came out of LSU? Yo, he wants to be Devin White. Devin White is that guy. That's what Devin White is. Devin White is the unicorn. He is the big, strong, physical dude that plays in the box and ain't nobody can stop him from killing people. But also, you want him to backpedal and cover? Friggin' intercepted Drew Brees in the playoffs. Like, he can do that as well. That's what Mike Jones is doing. I went in any meetings when they were recruiting Mike Jones. But I bet you dollars to donuts they flipped on that film of 40 in purple and gold and said, we think you can be him. And instead of being the 45th player, dude that wore 40 in purple and gold was the 5th player taken in the draft. That's what Mike Jones is here. He's here to be Devin White. Now, Kenny, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe his role is going to be that Isaiah Simmons role. Maybe that's just what he's going to be at the next level. Maybe it's what he's going to be. Look, it's same thing with Jabril Cox. Same thing with Jabril Cox, y'all. Jabril Cox came here to do that. It didn't work out. Not in that role. Jabril flashed when he was outside. He couldn't play in the box. We're going to find out if Mike Jones can do it. They're going to give him a chance, but I'm telling you, that's why he's here. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.